One of the greatest women in history, Cleopatra has taken over the globe with her Egyptian charm. In this video, I'll be explaining to you guys how the Queen of Egypt used her charisma and charm and furthered the success of the Egyptian Empire. The first case is the Mark Antony incident. One example was her relations with the Roman general Mark Antony. You see, one day Mark Antony was planning a campaign against the Parthians in Cleopatra's palace in Alexandria. One thing you need to know about our boy MT was that he had a bit of a crush on Cleopatra. I assume a lot of people did, to be honest. I mean, just look at the freaking pictures of her. Anyways, they ended up getting pretty close with each other. One day they were partying in the palace and Mark Antony said that they reached max party level. Like, this is the max fun that they could have at a party. Like, they reached their limit. Cleopatra, knowing that she could use this as a power move, she took it as a challenge and said next party she would spend 10 million sesterces. Mark Antony took the bet, and the following days came along and they had another party. Now, this event was nowhere near how much money Cleopatra promised that she would spend, but she had a trick up her sleeve. What she did was take the pearl from her earring, probably one of the biggest pearls in the world at the time, and she dropped the pearl in her drink, making it dissolve to nothing. She then took the drink and drank it. Antony took that as a loss because she literally threw away the craziest jewels in the world and just destroyed it. And you might think that this is just a silly little story, but it's much greater than that. You see, Cleopatra did this so she could show that she would do whatever it takes to win. Even for a stupid bet, it shows how far she's willing to take these things, and that could reflect into the real world events. In the process, she also charmed our boy Mark even harder, making this unseemingly small move a big win. Another big win is if we could hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. That would be amazing, so don't forget to subscribe and turn the notifications on. The second example I want to make is her ability to shift gears. You see, while Cleopatra had charm, she was also able to think logically. She knew 9 different languages, she was proficient in math, linguistics, history. Basically, she was freaking smart. And the fact is that she was able to use her strengths where they were needed. She was able to adapt to her situations, being cold-blooded if necessary. With this power, she was able to form important alliances and play the game where the outcome will become in her favor. With both charm and quick wits combined with her wealth and power, you can see why people adored her and still study her to this day. The third thing I want to say is fake news. Now, lastly, this might be a more modern perspective, but there was a lot of fake news about Cleopatra. You see, Cleopatra was a huge figure in Roman history, making alliances, deals, and relationships with them. However, most Roman writers took her actions to be more seductive and more sleazy, basically patronizing her actions. Now, I wasn't alive back then, and that stuff may have been going on, but I believe that she was much more than that. Shakespeare actually wrote a play about her called The Tragedy of Antony and Cleopatra. In it, he wanted the audience to question whether their love for each other was real or if this was merely just a business tactic. In the play, Shakespeare shows how Cleopatra lies to Antony in order to protect herself from his anger. However, when Antony finds out, instead of being upset, he has forgiveness for Cleopatra and cares for her. In the end, Cleopatra ended up committing suicide via snake poison, but Shakespeare leads the audience to think that maybe they were actually in love with each other. You see, it's a tough world where fake news is so believable. People will believe almost anything. However, despite all these accusations about her, Cleopatra still is famed to this day. She was cunning, charming, and had smart decision making in order to better her people. If you'd like to know more about this era of history, check out the video I made about Spartan soldiers and how they trained. If you'd like to know about the Hawaiian king Kamehameha, check out that video right here. Anyways, it's Ethan, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, and as always, take care.